So these two girls here are the half large white Duroc. Oh, that wasn't nice. Hey everyone, I'm Aliesha and welcome back to my channel. Or for those who are new, welcome. It's great to have you here. So if you haven't already guessed by the title below or what's behind me, what we're going to be talking about today, that is my pigs. So me and my husband live here in New Zealand on a 10-acre farm where we just have a few pigs as a small scale business. So in today's video we're just going to be talking about three main things. The first one being why we got into pigs in the first place. The second one, what breeds we have and why we chose them. And lastly, just a quick overview of our pig pen setup and how we do things around here. So I hope that you can use some information in today's video for whether you already have pigs or whether you're looking at getting into a small scale pig business. I hope you enjoyed this video and let's get right into it. So before I jump into the video, I thought I'd just quickly introduce you to them. So we have 5 pigs total, 4 sows and 1 boar. So everyone is just currently wallowing in their mud hole. But we have Jasper over the back, which is our boar, the big black guy. And then we have Maggie next to him, Martha down here, Belinda and Cynthia. So Cynthia is my favourite. Aren't you, Gil? And we also have a few piglets that we are growing on. So first of all, why did we get into pigs? So one of the reasons we got into pigs, I think, was because I think they're a lot less work. We also do calf rearing, which is a lot more work. You've got to teach the cows how to feed, you've got to mix up their milk powder. They're also prone to a lot more sickness because the mothers pretty much do all the work for us because they're amazing. The mums teach their own piglets how to drink, obviously, and they take care of their piglets really well. So yeah, I think they are less work and we get less sicknesses because we're not messing with Mother Nature, and they are drinking what they're meant to have, unlike calves when we mix up the artificial milk. So the second reason we got into pigs was because they don't require as much space. Oh, she's rolling over. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with the small concrete pens and things like that, but I mean, they're not like sheep and cows who need hundreds of acres, because pigs aren't solely pasture-fed animals, so they can live in a smaller space. And because me and my husband have only got 10 acres, pigs are a right fit for us because we can put them in just one of our paddocks and have them in a smaller area. So the third reason why we got into pigs is obviously to know what's in our pork. We've been keeping a few of these youngsters to grow up to 6 months old to have our own pork, and I don't want to, what are you doing? I don't want to, what's the word? That's it, I don't want to support factory farming. So yeah, I like to know what's in my meat, I like to know that my pigs have been raised happy. Also the meat I think is a lot tastier because they get a bigger variety in their feed, they're not just fed on grain. So yeah, I raise my own pigs basically for their welfare, and so I know what I'm eating at the end of the day. The last reason is that I just love pigs. I think they're really amazing animals, they're really smart. They're not skittery like other animals, how cows and calves can be. I just love coming into the paddock, sitting down with them, giving them big belly scratches and pats. Yeah, my last reason is just that I just love pigs and I just enjoy being around them. So the next topic I'm going to cover is what breed we chose and why. So we chose to breed Berkshires. Some of our pigs are half Berkshire, half Duroc, or half Berkshire, half large white, these pink ones in the background. So the reason that we chose the cross is because at the end of the day we are breeding the pigs to sell at weaners, so we need them to grow quite quickly and be ready at 7 to 8 weeks old. So the Berkshires are known to be quite slow growing pigs, which is why we chose to cross them with the Duroc and large white, which grow a lot quicker. By having the black and pink and orange piglets, by crossing all the breeds, it gives people more of an option what they want when they're buying the weaners. A lot of customers like to go for the pink pigs purely for just to be safe that it is a large breed of pig, because coonies can be orange and also the wild pig are black, so people tend to stay away from these colours, but we haven't really had an issue because a lot of people in New Zealand know what a Berkshire is because they are a heritage breed. So the next reason why we chose the Berkshire for our breeding pigs is mainly because they have black skin. In New Zealand it's really hot, our sun burns, so our pink pigs always struggle with sunburn on the backs of their ears. The black pigs have black skin, so obviously aren't affected by the sun so much because they don't get sunburn. So the characteristics of the Berkshire, they have a stubby nose, white in the middle of their eyes, and they have sticky uppy ears, if you call it like a Jasper hair. Here is one of our piglets that we've bred. She is a large white Duroc Berkshire cross. Our piglets have good length on them. They have the dark undertone in their skin so they don't get the sunburn, which you can see on her ears. And our customers have been really happy with them. We also make sure that we keep nothing nasty. All our pigs have a very nice temperament, especially our boar. He is very placid, a very nice boar. Although in saying that, he's only one, so we will see what happens when he turns 2. Moving on to our pig pen setup. It is made up of 2 areas. We have the community area where they hang out most of the year, and then we have the farrowing area where they go when they're going to have their piglets. Here's just a quick pan of the community area. Nice large area for them all to hang out in, although they always hang out in this area, which we'll get to in a second. And over the back there we have the 4 farrowing huts with the farrowing runs on the end of it. How we determined where we wanted to set up the pig pen was mainly because of this big line of shade trees behind me. Pigs don't have sweat glands like other animals, so they definitely need access to shady areas to keep cool. This was the perfect spot to put the pig pen because there was already an established row of trees, so it would be great for the pigs. I am sure you've all heard the saying, like a pig in mud. So we definitely need a mud hole in our pens because the pigs absolutely love it. It keeps them cool on the hot days, and it also acts as sunscreen. They roll around in the mud, put the mud all over them to protect them from the sun. You will find these guys here most of the day. They just pretty much hang in the mud hole. We do come along during lunchtime and just put a fresh layer of water on the top just to create more mud for them. We do hope to actually eventually put a proper mud bath. I've heard that you can put some polyurethane down and make like a fish pond kind of thing, so we don't have to keep using water to keep topping up the mud bath. So like I said earlier, throughout the day we do fill up this mud hole just by hand with some water, and they love it. And you can see how much they love it and fight over it. Hey Belinda. Belinda loving life. Yes, and you. Oh, that wasn't nice. That was not very nice, Cynthia. You share your mud hole. Mean. We also have this big shelter for our pigs to protect them from harsh weather. We can get such strong winds, heavy rains in winter, so you definitely do need somewhere for your pigs to get out of the wind and rain, a shelter for them. So this has been working for us. It's not that flat, it's a real simple concept, and it's been working great. The pigs don't need individual huts, they all do tend to sleep together in a nice big group. The next thing I want to talk about is fencing. We use 8-wire sheep netting with 2 electric wires at the bottom, and it has been working great. I definitely recommend having some sort of electric fencing on your pig pen setup. We have tried just having the 8-wire fence in the past without the electric wire, and it did not work. Pigs are escape artists. They definitely know if the fences aren't on. They will use their very strong nose and push underneath that fence and get out. So yeah, I do recommend this style of fencing. It's really, once again, it's really cheap. I think it's really affordable, and yeah, I can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. The other fencing we've used just across the front here is posts and rails. We use this just really to control the height of the fence. We wanted it low enough that it was easy so we could just chuck the buckets of feed over into the troughs. Before we get onto the farrowing huts, I'll just quickly show you where their feed setup is. Pretty simple. We just have 2 concrete troughs and a concrete slab. That concrete slab is just so in the winter when it gets really muddy, the mud doesn't go into their food bowls. For our feed troughs, it's pretty simple. We have just used a couple of concrete troughs. They're really cheap, really affordable, and they do the job. In the past we've tried rubber tubs, which does not work. Pigs are really good at picking things up with their nose, flicking them all around the place. And then we found ourselves jumping in the pens, trying to get the rubber buckets, which was a nightmare when the pigs are hungry. So we stuck with concrete troughs. The pigs can't move them around, and they've been working good for us, so yeah. And we can't forget about the water trough, of course. Just a simple concrete trough like the other 2. And we give the pigs fresh water throughout the day. We do actually plan to use the automatic pig teats, so stay tuned for that. We will be setting that up shortly, because obviously using the pig teats would keep the water a lot cleaner, and we wouldn't need to fill up the trough so much during the day. So the last thing I'm going to be talking about today is these farrowing pens. We've decided to keep the pigs separate when they're farrowing. It's just a personal preference, just so we can keep an eye on all the piglets, how many there are, they don't get lost, the mothers don't fight, and so many other reasons. I will do a video on this at some point. So behind me we have a farrowing hut. We just used anything we could find around the farm, old tin, old wood. It didn't cost us much, it's really affordable. So the dimensions is 3 meters across by 1.5 deep, which has been the perfect size for us, we think. Now the most important thing you could take away from this video is having one of these bumper bars in your farrowing hut. These bumper bars have been a lifesaver for us. We have very little pig mortality because of this. It is a really simple concept. Normally when a pig would roll, the piglet would get squashed against the back wall, but by having the bumper bar there, the piglet can fit underneath the bar and come up the top, which prevents it from getting squashed. Now we know that a high percentage of pig mortality is from the mums rolling on them. Purely the fact that the mum is way bigger than the piglets, so it is really easy for that to happen. So it is literally the easiest thing you could do. Just get any bit of wood lying around and just nail it on the back of your pig hut. Not very far apart, probably 20 centimeters I'd say. So yes, I would definitely do that. I will do a lot of other videos on pig farrowing. When we've got piglets in there, I can kind of show you how it works. I'll show you what happens when the mothers roll down, and I'll show you an example of the pigs using this bumper bar. So that's pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I hope you all learned something and can take something home from this and use it in your pig rearing operation. So it would be awesome if you guys could subscribe to this channel if you want to learn a lot more about pigs, about pig rearing, the farrowing process, all things like that. I will be making a lot more future content all about our pigs here, so you don't want to miss it. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.